I love Sassy Baker. I'm fine with him getting all upset. And the question, frankly, it was kind of a silly question. Of course, he wasn't happy with the drive. I'm fine with him storming off. I'm fine with him giving attitude with reporters. Where I don't have, what I don't like is where he has to tweet about it afterwards, and then he tweets things that are obvious. When it fits, we're going to say that his passion is a problem. And when it doesn't, we'll say that it's not. So I'm fine with you being this, but don't get sensitive and come in and pretend like you're teaching us something new. Like, we know that every asset has its drawbacks to it. And the drawback of being passionate Baker, there's an asset. People get fired up around you. But the drawback is sometimes you look silly.
You always try to be the contrarian.
I'm not trying to be contrarian.
On everything. This is about the dumbest thing. I'm so sick of Baker, to be honest with you right now, with all this. Well, this bravado or whatever, this huge chip. Dude, you're 2-5. You're 2-5 right now. I don't care about that. If I'm a teammate in the locker room, none of that matters, because at the end of the day, all I care about is winning. All that stuff that everybody thought was cute and everything, it doesn't matter right now. Okay?
Here's my question for you.
Yeah, what's the question?
If he stops with all his bravado and his attitude, now they're going to win? No, be yourself. Do you think that Baker Mayfield is the quarterback that he is without that attitude? No, be yourself. I'm not arguing for robot quarterback.
Here's the problem I had with Baker Mayfield. The reporters having the back and forth with Baker Mayfield. Then he's like, oh, but you didn't play? What kind of response? What kind of BS response? Oh, you didn't play, so that makes no sense.
I will say this, and here's the beauty of now covering. We all played the game, and now we get to cover the game. There are dumb questions.
Yeah,
that was a very dumb question. I played in Cleveland. I understand that media. That was a very question like, bro, you asked that to elicit a reaction, and Baker gave you a reaction. Where I disagree with you, Neek, is the fact of, well, Baker's Baker. That's who he is. To Wood's point, who he is 2-5 in the worst division in football. Who he is 6 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I was all for him as a college football analyst covering him, but I do think coaches have to adjust. GMs have to adjust. Baker should adjust.
They're 2-6 because he's throwing interceptions because they can't protect him. They aren't 2-6 because he's talking trash.
Let me get Schefter in here. What do you make of all this, Schefter?
Well, first of all, let me say that there's a history between Baker Mayfield and the reporter who asked the question, Tony Grossi. So we'll preface it by saying that. But beyond that, yes, there are dumb questions. But it's a Wednesday in the middle of the week. Okay? You're playing this week, have a big game against the Denver Broncos who are starting Brandon Allen. There's no reason to act like that. Every single week we have a different Baker Mayfield discussion. Every single week. And they're 2-5 and their season is on the brink. And when he tweets, the one thing that stood out to me is his urgency is at an all-time high. That's good. Because if they don't win very soon, they're going to be facing more instability again this offseason and more losing and more Cleveland Browns type of stuff.
Here's the thing I'll say. I said this from the outset when everybody was jumping on the Cleveland Browns bandwagon. It's a different situation when you are the hunted. Yep. Okay, Freddie Kitchens was a position coach like over a year ago. Now he's the head coach. Baker Mayfield, everyone wanted to put him, give him the gold jacket in Canton, and now he was sitting here leading the league in interceptions, sitting at 2-5.
Everyone, thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. We'll see you there.